What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymes out here, and today I'm bringing another PSA Graded return. This time we got a mix of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! One reason why I noticed is I started recording it, but I actually didn't get into the cards yet, and I have to start over because my recording wasn't correctly recording. So we got the unboxing aspect out of the way. I hope that's fine. But nevertheless, it should still be an exciting return. I forgot everything that's inside here, but I do know it's a mix of cards between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So we got a Japanese card starting with Lance's Charizard. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I know nothing about this Charizard. The only reason why I got my hands on this is because, number one, this is one of the coolest looking Charizards I've ever seen in my entire life. That art is amazing, and what blows my mind is this. It is a common. My boy Charizard deserves better than this Pokemon company. Actually, I think Wizards of the Coast did this because this is 2001, right? Or is it Pokemon company? I don't remember when they started using the newer backs. I'm sure someone's going to correct me in the comment section below. Anyways, I don't know anything about this Charizard. I do know that buying this as a near mint is kind of expensive, not compared to most Charizards, but I figure, you know what, let's try it once. I'm not going to try to hunt for these tents because, I don't want to spend that much money on commons. But I bought one, and I figured if it's not scratched or has anything wrong with the back, it could be potentially a 10. And was I right? I was right! Let's go! We got a 10 on the first try. That's what I'm talking about. So, the thing about getting old cards and grading them is the fact that there's a good chance that it could be in great condition, back, surface, centering, but the hollow always gets scratched. In this case, there's no hollow to really scratch, so therefore, technically, it's a lot easier to get commons and uncommons as a 10 because there's no hollow foil to like scratch up. So I'm glad my theory was right, and I got my hands on this. It's another PSA 10 Charizard that's going to add it to my collection. I have no idea what the value is of this. It could probably be 50 bucks, it could be 100 bucks, it could be $1 million. Not really, but I'm sure it's probably like 100 bucks tops. But still, cool art. I'll take it. 138 exists, and I'm sure that number is going to keep going up just due to the fact that, I mean, again, if you get your hands on a near mint one of these or a mint one, get a grade and see what happens. Wow, we spent a lot of time on that first card. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into some Yu-Gi-Oh action, and we got Dark Magician from 2002 Legend of Blue Eyes. I think I pulled this from a pack, if I remember correctly. I did. It's going to be a 9. Oh, it's a 10. It's even better. Honestly, I aimed low because I figured there's no way that this is going to be a 10. And from what I remember correctly, there's nothing wrong with this, but there's still been many times where I got a card fresh out of a pack that I sent in, and I thought it was going to be a 10, ends up coming back as a 9. But I was wrong this time, and I'll take it. I think as of right now, I have a PSA 10 Legend of Blue Eyes, not first edition. So this Dark Magician is going to go well with that. I do have a first edition starter deck Blue Eyes from 2002. That's also a PSA 10, which is like my probably my rarest Yu-Gi-Oh collection card that I have. By the way, I do plan on doing my top Yu-Gi-Oh card video sometime soon, so keep an eye out on that. There's currently 20 regular unlimited Dark Magicians from Legend of Blue Eyes that exist as PSA 10s. I'm sure mostly people got the first editions graded, so there's probably more on that side. But again, first edition is what you want with the original Yu-Gi-Oh cards, especially with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Worm. Let's go ahead and scroll down for that. Get ready to click it. So Worm. I don't know much about Worm. I grew up under Needleworm. You guys remember I got that Needleworm a couple weeks back that came out as a PSA 9 that I'm still super hyped about. Worm basically is like a baby Needleworm, except for when it gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you basically mill the top 3 cards of your opponent's decks. This is great in duelings because decks are usually 20 card decks. I made a mill deck a couple of months ago that I was trolling with. And big shout out to Shady, by the way. And after I made that deck, I was like, you know what? Let me try to get my hands on the Worm. And I found out that Worm is actually kind of a hard to get card because there were only 2 that were released. One was like a game from like the promo from the 5DS Tag Force 4, which I don't know anything about, from I guess 2009. And the other one I believe was like an uncommon, if I remember correctly. Might be wrong with that. Anyways, I noticed that they never had these ever on any website. And I finally managed to get one finally. Now, unfortunately, because of how hard it was to get this, I'm sure this is maybe like a PSA 9 or something, which makes me kind of want to try to get another one because they're not that expensive, but still, like, I want to get a 10. But let's see what happens. Oh my god, it's a 10. Okay, even better. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, how many exist? This is going to be interesting, actually. How many exist? Dude, there's only one in the world, and I have it. What does that mean? Yu-Gi-Oh card experts, collectors, what does that mean for the value of this? Because I know Needleworm is like a really expensive card. Just to get the card alone is like 200 bucks. And as like a PSA 7, I've seen them sell for like upwards of like 300, 400 bucks. As a PSA 9, I have no idea what the value is. Probably close to maybe a couple of 100 bucks, like maybe 800 or something like that. But I mean, what's the value if no one wants to buy it? So it's like I don't really know what the true value of Needleworm is as well. But this is the only one that exists as a 10, and I have it. So that's cool. Again, big shout out to Shady. The only reason why I bought this in the first place is because, like, Shady, Shady used to scold me for using that deck and Warm, and I figured, you know what? Let's keep the meme alive by buying a real life card for that. That's cool. All right, another Gold Star Charizard. This is gonna be an this is definitely gonna be a 9. 9. Ooh, it's actually an 8. It's actually an 8. How many 8s exist? This is my first time getting an 8. First world problem. This is my first time getting a Gold Star Charizard as an 8. The other 5 up to this point all came back as 9s, which is not the worst to have. There's currently 104 8s with 287 higher, which I guess I'll split between 9s and 10s. And I think there's only like 50 10s in the world, if I remember correctly. But hey, whatever. I didn't expect this up to be a 10 at all, or maybe a 9. It was probably on the edge of an 8 or a 9. If I remember correctly, there was, yeah, some edge where you can see in the bottom, and kind of at the top. It definitely wasn't as good looking as my other Gold Star Charizard, but hey, I mean, whatever. I'll take it at this point. Anything that's above a 7, I was thinking is a win, because at that point you're like actually still getting your value for the money, because these cards alone are still pretty expensive to get. All right, what's this? Flip it over. Rumble Mewtwo. Every single one of these came back as 9s. Granted, the good news is it's only like a $5 card. It's not that expensive, so you can, you know, take a couple hits. But for love of God, let me get a. I had to jinx it. I had to jinx it, didn't I? 8. We got our first 8. I'm not even gonna look that up. I mean, again, the good news is this is a pretty cheap card, so I mean, the journey to get a 10 one of these days still continues. The only thing that sucks is, oh, we got another one. This is gonna be 9. The only thing that sucks is with Robo Mewtwo's is their promo cards. The chances of getting a 10 is gonna be ridiculous. Yes, finally, finally. The chance of a 10 is today. I'm sorry if you're wearing headphones. This is like my 7th Rumble Mewtwo that I got my hands. It's not even that cool of a card. I just love the polygon version of Mewtwo that they kind of put together in this, and it looks really, really cool. And I finally have a 10. All right, this is a good return. This is a really good return. How many of these bad boys exist? If I remember correctly, there's only like 3 last time. 6. Now there's currently 6 in the world, and I got one of them. Finally! I have no idea what the value of that is as a 10, to be honest, because it's a cheap card, but 6 exists, and I don't plan on selling mine. And I've also never seen these on eBay, so I don't know. What's the value of a card if no one wants to buy it? Speaking of it, 10! At least I still have to hunt for the regular Mew, I guess. Good news is that I believe the Mew is even cheaper than the Mewtwo, so I'll keep my eye on it. And the thing that's funny about the Mew is it's not holographic. The thing about the Mewtwo is this is a holographic card. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, there you go. It's a holographic card. The Mew isn't. The Mew is just a regular rare. And despite it being a regular rare, well, maybe I guess the Rumble part is hollow, so that can get scratched up. I have yet to get, is it actually scratched up? Oh, it is scratched. Yo, look at the scratches. Look at that. That's not the case. A lot of times when I show off my cards, people are like, I see scratches. It's like, no. Usually you might see the scratches on the case. That's on a hollow. That is on a hollow pattern. With that said, now you know why this came back as an 8, because good God, somebody had a field day with that. But outside of that, there's really nothing else hollow in a card. So like trying to get a 10 Mew shouldn't be that difficult, but so far it has been. What else we got? Espeon from Neo Discovery. Yeah, Neo Discovery. Let's go for a 10. 8. So when I when I do the videos for these, I can't actually see what the grades are because my camera's in the way. So basically, the way I see it is I have the camera in front of me, so I'm looking through a camera. So it's like I held it up like this, so I couldn't see what it was. So I had to like move it down, but it's an 8. That sucks. I was kind of hoping this would come back as a 9 at least, because Espeon and Umbreon for some reason are like huge fan favorites as far as cards, and all the old ones especially get super valuable. I think these are probably amongst the lesser valuable ones from all the ones that have been released, but I would definitely love to have an Espeon. There's a lot of hollow pattern on that, by the way. I would love to have an Espeon and an Umbreon as a 10. You know what also sucks is the hollow is pretty solid. I mean, there's a couple scratches in there. So maybe what else? What might have caused it to get? Oh, okay, yeah. The second I turned around, I saw it. It's the corners. It's always the corners, man. It's always the corners. I believe this should be the Umbreon. No, it's not. It's just actually a Prime Mew. That's what it's called. It's a 9. It's a freaking 9. Of course it is. It's not that valuable of a card, but it looks cool. I love all the Prime cards because of the artwork. It's like right in the face. Would love to have one of these as a 10, but you know, at least it's not that expensive. I can always try to get another one. Mew. Don't care about this anymore because I actually got this as a 10 last time, if you guys remember correctly. What should be a double 10? No, this time it's a 9. Okay, cool. Now you're gonna look that one up. Last 4 cards. What else is in here? Yeah, there's the old design. Look at that. We got a birthday Pikachu. This is definitely not a 10 from what I remember. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a hot 9. Missed the mark. Hey, it's at least it's still near mint, so it's a 7. All right, that's fine. If I remember correctly, yeah, you can kind of see the scratches through the camera. Let me actually see it off. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of scratches. There's a bunch. It's always a hollow pattern that gets like screwed up in the preservation of these cards. Usually, the back looks solid. Back looks really good. Good centering. Nothing really wrong with it. Maybe it could have been an 8, but you know, I'm not the expert here. What is this? Oh, this is gonna be a 9. Yep, it's a 9. Every time, every single time. Again, the good news is this card's not that expensive, so I can keep going for this. But every single time I got one of these Neo Charizards, they always came back as 9s, except for one which came back as a 7 once. The very first time. What is this? This might be Umbreon. No, it's a Shining Lugia, which means this is the Umbreon. Shining Lugia, let's go for a 10, baby! 9 is actually what I really meant. That's fine. I don't know why. Every single time I send in one of these Shining Lugias, they always come back as 9s. The very first time I pulled this in a Japanese set, I immediately came back as a 10 because, again, Japanese cards are always higher quality. But I seem to not be able to get an English version of this, which is fine. But God, it looks so beautiful. One of these days. One of these days. Right. There's the Umbreon. Look at that nostalgia right there. Look at that nostalgia. Is something missing here? I feel like it should say... It just feels empty. Usually they always have something there. Oh, the Espeon had the same thing, actually. Whatever. Surprise you with a 10. I'll take the 9, actually. I'll take the 9. Yeah, this card actually looks really beautiful. Look at that. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. You have to answer this now because I'm gonna put you out to the spot. Are you Team Espeon or Team Umbreon between the two? Don't say Sylveon, Leafeon, Zapdos, wow, Jolteon, Vaporeon. Don't say any of those. Between Umbreon and Espeon, which team are you on and why? Let me know in the comment section below. I gotta go with my boy Umbreon. Umbreon he just looks so cool. Like, look at him just standing with the moon in the background and stuff. I'm actually happy that this came back as a 9. How's the back looking? Pretty solid. Probably has like one flaw or something somewhere which caused it to be a 9. I might try to go again for this in the future if I find it. Try to get 10 of these. But for the most part, I'm not going to try to hunt Umbreons and Espeons that much because that can get really expensive over time. With that said, I hope you enjoyed another PSA Graded return. My name is Rhymestyle. If you want to see more, make sure you leave a like rating below and a comment. Let me know which was your favorite pull of the video, I guess reveal. And cards that you would love to own as a 10. How about that? We'll start there. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. My name is Rhymestyle, as I said. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.